You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
Hi, you're
Hi,
listening
welcome.
to my
It
mom,
is-
Georgia Edson, on iCannabisRadio.com.
Hi, welcome.
See?
I was getting my hand signals this versus this confused tonight.
That's what happens when you don't have your headphones on.
You know, I need headphones for like 45 seconds throughout the entire show if we're not calling somebody. And so, you know, it just makes you look cool. It doesn't really, there's function isn't really there.
For me, it's just that way I can hear if like right there, I wasn't talking well enough into it. Because if I'm over here doing something, I think, it's all good because I can't really hear anything, but I know that, I don't know, who gives a shit? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so let's just move on. Welcome. It's Monday night. Today is the 11th of November, 2013. Today is Veterans Day. Thank you very much to all who have served. No matter what you think about war or the military, there are people who have dedicated their lives to ensuring or aiding in the continued freedom of the United States, and I'd like to say thank you. So thank you. Thanks to my dad and my grandfather and my father-in-law and my grandfather-in-law and lots of people we know. We appreciate it. People
Yes.
get really interesting around Memorial Day and Veterans Day and those kinds of things. I think it's fascinating how people approach their politics when it comes to talking about the military. I saw one post today that said, an asshole who joins the military is still an asshole.
Well, that's true.
I don't know what that means.
Just means it's the same with cop. You know, if you're a dickhead and then you become a cop, you're still a dickhead.
Well, and being
If you still are a dickhead. I mean, if you're not, then you're not. You know, maybe you became a cop and you all of a sudden became a good guy and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be a dickhead anymore. I mean, yeah, right.
well, yeah, right. It's going to cure you,
Right?
I mean, for me, more than anything, I felt like I feel like people confuse the military with individuals in the military, and to me, those are radically different things. Especially in Colorado, our guests today are from Colorado Springs, where the military colors the entire environment in the Springs, and like it or not, I mean, it has really shaped that city. And for the most part, I think people enter the military with really good intentions and for really good reasons. And it's unfortunate that our president's cabinets have made some decisions to put us in places where we probably shouldn't be. But I still appreciate the fact that people dedicate their lives to the freedoms that we, I believe, take for granted.
Right, and they shouldn't be singled out and classified in one category.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you. Yes, and I'd like to welcome Audrey Hatfield, who is our guest tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about her organization a little bit later on, and we'll give you some teasers about that. But I think you're absolutely right. I think we do over categorize but because of fighting for our freedoms, we get to have a radio station called iCannabis Radio.
Yep.
We get to talk about drugs. We get to talk about cannabis. We get to talk about sex. We get to talk about differing opinions. We get to disagree with our government. We get to do a whole bunch of things, and no one can stop us. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And you get to say things like,
Fuck.
yeah,
And shit.
yeah, in
And-
this microphone.
And stay the fuck out of the left lane if you're going to drive slow. You're the jerk who everyone all behind you is mad at.
You know what?
Just want to put that out there.
I'm going to say we talked
Like
a little bit
every
about
week.
that. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last time, and I've got a confession.
You're that person.
I'm not that person on the highway, but I drive Colorado Boulevard home. I'm in the left.
It's a little different.
Is it? Because
In the
I'm only
city.
going 35 in the 35. Like, I'm not speeding. I might even be going 34. And I've been realizing it lately, and I've been trying to move over to the right because I don't want to be that person. That's me. You're
Well,
talking about me.
But I'm that person sometimes too. I notice I get over there and I cruise and someone's riding my ass and I look in the mirror and I'm like, get off my ass. And I look down and I'm like, oh, dude, damn.
Get back on.
I'm that guy. So it's like, all right, you deserve to be there. I'll move over. And I get over, and then they go and it's like, see.
You're being nice to me because we're friends and because that's what you do. But if you were behind me on Colorado Boulevard, you'd be pissed.
Well, and that's the joy of road rage.
Really, do tell.
And there's no joy. It's nothing joyful, but it's weird. It's kind of like being in the cars is more like a game, and now it's, for me at least, it's a whole different ball game. It's fine cruising around basic areas, but I still realize there's some stress, especially during rush hour. I'm not looking forward to snow.
Well, I mean, when you're in a pretty major car accident, you're allowed to be nervous and freaked out.
When I figure on the days where I've got to be in and it's snowing pretty good, those are days I get to stay home.
But you have a nice new car. I mean, I think you'll be pleased with your car.
I hope so. I have to get snow tires for it. I want to get better tires.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that way I'm totally safe. Oh, well, totally. Oh,
Safer for sure.
sure.
So the holidays are coming up.
Really, we're already in the midst of the big three. The big three are Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, I guess the big four, really, because New Year's Eve. I usually forget about that one because I don't drink, so it doesn't really matter. It's just another year.
Hanukkah.
Well, sure, and then Ramadan and
Got a whole. I mean, these months are so chock-a-block full of good eating holidays.
It's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Do you know that Hanukkah starts on Thanksgiving this year?
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, what is strange, but yeah, it does, and I know that because it's on the calendar, and so I pay attention to these things. But I bring that up because part of what we're going to talk about in a little bit, it's a time of year where everyone starts to think about giving, Thanksgiving. Get it? That's for some reason we dedicate 6 or 8 weeks a year to gluttony as well as thinking about other people. But Audrey's going to talk about her organization, which all year long talks about helping others and about helping people who need some assistance, who financially can't afford to get some basic medicines and those kinds of things, and has been doing this for years and will continue to do so. And November is going to be a big fundraising month for you guys. And so we want to be able to talk about that. And I kind of want to put out there that I guess I don't get why all of a sudden when it becomes the shopping time of the year, is that when we start thinking that's the good idea to volunteer at a food bank or to wrap up some presents for some needy kids. Like, why don't we think about this in June? Mm-hmm. What happens that we only, I mean, is it because, God, I want to get so much stuff that I feel maybe if I give some more, the universe will be kind to me? And why don't we do it in June? Or do you do it in June?
I think that we're like blocked up in holidays. The June is summertime. It's time to do other things.
We can't think about other people then?
Well, sure, but that's just not how the general programming is.
You're right. I know. I don't know why that is.
It's lovey around February. It's giving and taking around wintertime, December.
Well, I think a lot of times people are without jobs during the winter years too. A lot of people that work outside and stuff. So
that's a good point.
There's a lot of people that don't have that extra money as well. So maybe that's kind of what it is too. Plus the burden of Christmas. I don't know. I've never been a fan. So
I think you're right, Jared. I think part of it is definitely that when we think about traditional Christmas, we think about kids getting a lot of presents, and all of a sudden when you're faced with the possibility, the thought of maybe your own children, or maybe something that you read about, some kids that probably won't get very much, you feel compelled to help, and please, I'm not saying that that's not a great thing, because it is a great thing. Mm-hmm. I just wish that as a society, we were more prone to to just regularly giving back like your organization does, that's geared to help provide and to connect people with the ability to get what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And there are lots of organizations out there that do that, and they'll all say that their fundraising times, I mean, when they get the most, are this time of year. People want to be able to make cash donations at the end of the calendar year, so they can take that tax deduction. And again, we think about that, but yeah, maybe in June we'll do something different.
Let's do a Christmas in June.
I think it's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Screw that Christmas in July thing that you hear about. Let's do June. Yeah, we'll think of something. We'll come up with some great fundraiser for you in June.
Well, and the bonus of living in Colorado is it might still snow in June.
Right?
So, especially if you're at higher altitudes.
That's right. Very likely. Very, very likely. How was your week, by the way?
Oh, it's been all right.
I didn't really talk to you much this week. That was weird.
Well, it's only Monday.
Well,
so that's a good thing.
It's been a week
then.
Since I've seen you, though.
Okay.
A week, get it?
I do. So that's that conditioning I was talking about as Monday being the first day of the week. I don't know. It's been pretty good. Worked. I don't really remember everything. But that's just how it's been for the last 2.5 months. Everything just kind of blurs together. But I went to physical therapy today, and I would like to say plainly that it's nowhere near as bad as everybody says it is.
Well, but you haven't done your exercises yet.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Once.
So far.
Yeah. You're supposed to do them 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just forgot to do them earlier, so I'll do them after the show.
Good. You can do it during the show, too. We'll watch.
That's true.
That makes for good radio right there. Watching someone do physical therapy.
So
is that part of it?
No, I'm totally ad-libbing the jerking motion.
Yeah, I would stop doing that.
No.
Definitely.
Not in this room. Not in this room.
Definitely stop doing that. So this was my son's birthday week.
Now I saw some pictures of the tent and lots of kids. So that looked like you had a pretty interesting weekend.
I just want to say that my son's friends are such good kids. They were so well behaved. I think my kid was probably the worst because he was so happy to have all his friends there that he didn't want to go to sleep, which, I can't really blame him. But 9-year-olds, and there wasn't a fight, there wasn't an argument, there wasn't a leave a kid out, there wasn't a brat attack. Even as it got late, the worst that we got was, Georgia, so-and-so won't stop talking so we can go to sleep. Okay, I can live with that, right? I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, mild.
Yeah, it was really mild. So it was a lot of fun, and I was really impressed, and I love that all these kids came and hung out and had a great time. And we got up. They slept till 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. I didn't sleep till 7 in the morning. And we had donuts, and Warren made bacon, and I drank a lot of coffee, actually. I drank a lot of coffee. But it was really fun. It was a really good time. And, when you have an only child, I think that their birthdays are treated sort of like a kid who has, a Christmas birthday or something where you have to do something crazy special because no one really wants to celebrate your birthday on your birthday.
Right.
So anyway, it was a really fun time. It was a really fun time, and I enjoyed having it. We had it here at the office because we don't have a house that can hold 9 and 9-year-olds. Even if we did, I think having it here made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
A little better, yeah.
Do you remember your 9th birthday party?
No.
No? Do you remember a birthday party when you were a kid?
I think I remember that we went to Showbiz Pizza once.
Oh.
I remember. I don't know if I'm remembering or if I'm making up the memory, but I remember there was one place that I went to where they had those plastic tubes, like the jungle
habit
gym,
trails. Mm-hmm.
where you crawl through them, but they were like attached to the ceiling. And you get to the end and you cruise down a slide, land in a ball pit. And it's like, oh, that was the best place ever. I want to go back to that place. And now I've been 6'2" for a long time. They won't let me go and do that. They won't let the big kids play
No,
anymore.
they don't.
Especially on the ones that hang from the ceiling. So, which is totally fine because I don't want to be in those anymore either.
No. I don't know that. Well, they would hold you, but I don't know that that would be comfortable.
No. It's a claustrophobia, fear of heights thing at this point.
Oh.
Not that I'm that afraid of heights. That's fine. If it falls, it's going to hurt for a little bit, but whatever. The claustrophobia thing, that, that's just always there. Those tunnels, tubes, things are ridiculous. But it was sweet when I was a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
And the ball pit reward at the end when you slid down and there was
the germ pit.
Fuck. See, everybody's like, "Oh, were there drugs in it?" I don't fucking know. There were. It was awesome.
Yeah, there was influenza A, B, C, and D was living throughout all those balls. I'm just telling you for sure.
So they make ball pits, like inflatable ball pits that you can buy for your kid. I don't know if they still sell them, but I really want one. I got my daughter one back in probably 03, 04, somewhere in there, and we
Best ever.
blew it up, and it was awesome. And so I want one where I can just sit in it and watch TV. It's like the lounge chair ball pit. Like, where are you sitting? In the ball pit. Don't worry about it. And I could leave my hash in there, and it's like, yes, there are drugs in there. Don't go in there.
So who said that there were drugs in the ball pit?
Well, the whole needle story that goes around the internet,
There's needles everywhere, according to the internet.
Like in McDonald's ball pit or whatever.
Oh, do you remember Halloween candy that your parents had to go through bit by bit? No, that never happens.
Yeah, nobody puts razor blades in candy.
No one, yeah.
Doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but I'm pretty sure that's just some bullshit.
It is. It's exactly. But I remember my parents going through, and anything that looked like it may have been torn or have a hole, they threw away.
Well, do you remember at some point some of the hospitals, like
they would
back in
X-ray
the
you?
day,
Yes.
they would let you bring your candy into X-ray.
Oh yes, you remember that too. Oh my gosh, we have come a long way from that. We have come a long way. I mean, that's not a worry that kids have anymore. It's
Well,
just
they
not a worry.
shouldn't, because it shouldn't have been a concern in the first place.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break because guess what?
It's that time?
Yep.
All right.
And I'm Georgia.
I'm Jeremy.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
Whether you are a commercial grower or cultivate as a hobby, No Dough Urban Garden Supply is Denver's first stop for your hydroponic grow needs. With a wide range of products including House and Garden, Botanicare, and Fox Farm, their knowledgeable staff can get you started on your first garden or help you with your well-established business. No Dough Urban Garden Supply is located in downtown Denver at 1330 27th Street, 4 blocks north of Coors Field near MMD of Colorado. They are open 6 days a week from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 303-296-3424 or visit them on the web at www.nodoughurbangardensupply.com.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
Talk it up, Colorado.
I love that Gary Johnson.
Really, I'm so
intro.
over it.
Oh,
Like
I
I
think
love.
it's great.
I think it's. I don't know why. Maybe because.
Should we use the one we made?
Did you make a new one?
Yeah, we made one with.
Oh, with No One Left Standing.
Oh, yeah.
Of course we should.
We could integrate that. That one was pretty good. Did this shit get louder or something?
Just turn the mics up, yeah.
Oh,
You're louder.
Or the earphones.
the earphones? Wow, it sounds loud as hell.
All right. Well, speaking of giving, we want to talk about your organization and what you guys do and who you are and so take it away, Audrey.
Well, we're Coloradans for Cannabis Patient Rights. Of course, C4CPR is the short version. And we've been around since 2009. We actually started on Facebook. And then in 2010, I took the steps to register with the IRS. And there was a need for patients on low and fixed incomes. Because when I became a patient and, started going to the different centers, I thought, how is it that people that are on Social Security or Medicare, how can they afford, to pay for their medication?
Yeah.
So I went around to all the dispensaries and spoke to them about what I wanted to do, and I asked them if they would be willing to drop their prices below member pricing for the patients in our program, and also to give a percentage off for those patients. And that's how we gained the dispensaries that we have. I think right now we have 24, 25. And they were very agreeable to do that. What the patients do is they fill out an application, return it to us. We just require an ID, copy of an ID, a med card if you have one, a rent receipt, and proof of your income. And that's how you get into the program. So they can get a sliding fee scale for the doctor recommendation, and
Nice.
then they have the other portion for the, to go to the centers.
Yeah.
And we are working on, right now, we've been working with the MMED, with, Cliff Black, and with an accountant. We are going to be adding a service to our program, which is a Phoenix Tears oil program, and that will be specifically for patients that fill out the application under our program, and they must be on a low and fixed income so that they would be able to get their oil at a more affordable price, because
That's
when you're
wonderful.
only making like $770 a month
Yeah.
in Social Security and you have cancer, you can't, you
Absolutely.
just can't afford it. So we are working with some other centers that are willing to donate trim to the MIPS facilities that are going to be making the oil.
Great.
And we are going to have, CBD, a higher CBD oil, and, a hybrid oil with a higher THC content for those people that have cancers.
Yeah.
Specifically the CBD oil, because it seems like lately there's been more of a demand for it.
Absolutely.
And, it's starting to become, for the people that are producing it, it's becoming quite overwhelming for them to keep up with everybody that needs it.
Yeah.
So now we're actually reaching out to dispensaries and caregivers and trying to get them to grow these high CBD strains for patients that can't afford it, because most people can't, because it gets expensive after it's all said and done.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
we still have to go through the MMED and make sure that, we can even legally do this. But so far, it looks like, we're going to be able to move forward and get this
Great.
program launched.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
We're excited about it because, we're the way it's going to work when we first launch it is there will be 2 MIPS facilities that will make the oil, and then we'll have 4 different dispensaries that the oil can be picked up at.
Nice.
And the patients will be able to pick up their amounts one time per month. The last week before they run out of their dosage, they'll be able to pick up their next month's, but they won't be able to pick it up, the 3
Before
weeks
that.
before that. And we will be keeping strict tabs on, the amounts that each patient get. We also are going to be sending them with a form to kind of keep a journal on how they're feeling on the oil, what
Nice.
it's doing for them,
Gosh,
how
that's
it
wonderful.
helps. Because I think it's really important that things like that are done so that the medical community has an idea,
That's right.
instead of everybody just saying, oh, yes, this works for me,
Right.
Well, here's some proof, patient X, this is what it does for them. Patient A, this is what it does for her,
Right.
So that's just an extra added thing that I think would be helpful, not just for the patient, but for everybody.
I think that's a great idea. I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea. Well, those anecdotal studies are going to be, really what launch us into, some point getting an actual, study done that shows what we know to be
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That this
Because it's so
helps.
hard to know at this time, because there's no real research outside of
Right.
this last year in trying all this.
And that's so anecdotal. I mean, it's not scientific. It's so anecdotal, and
Right.
and there's nothing to believe that if a scientific study was done, that that we wouldn't already know what the results would be. but you have to have the science behind it. So
Yeah, it's a start because there isn't a place that
Right.
that does that.
Right.
So it's just a step to make it more legitimate. You know?
yeah, absolutely.
Legitimize it, and maybe some of those more conservative people out there will, that will just be one more thing to show them.
Right. Right. That's wonderful. So you have some fundraising that you're going to be doing this
Yes.
month. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we're having, we generally do 2 to 3 large fundraisers a year. Well, we consider it large anyway, a year. And so this is our last one for the year. And that's going to be held at the Union Station. That's at 2819 North Union, right on the corner of Union and Van Buren. And
Colorado Springs.
Yes, in Colorado Springs. And what we're going to be doing is we're having a CD release party. For the last little over a year or so, we have been working with some local Colorado Springs artists who have donated tracks to us. And so we have compiled a CD with the help of Anonymous Collective. And we're going to have that at the fundraiser, and then we're going to have the CD available at some of the different centers.
Nice.
And of course, when we get that information, we'll put that up on our website, which we're working on right now. So we're going to be giving away 5 complete Thanksgiving meals to 5 different families.
Fantastic.
And then we, along with Nature's Way, have adopted 2 other families for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we're compiling for those families for both Thanksgiving and Christmas
Wonderful.
as well. And they both each have, one family has a little boy and the other family has a little girl, and they're both under 1 year old. So we're trying to get items for them.
Nice.
Along with food and maybe some clothing and
how
whatnot.
exciting.
Yes.
How exciting. So you're doing some updates on your website as well, right?
Yes.
So,
we're completely redoing the whole entire website.
Nice.
It's been a little while since
We've got
did
so many
that.
articles and stuff built up that we've just been kind of, throwing in the folder, and we haven't gotten it out there, because our small organization, we've done a lot, and our website that we have right now really doesn't tell our story as much as it really is.
Right.
So that's kind of the goal, is just to kind of raise a little bit more awareness about what we do.
Nice.
We do all volunteer 100% of our time to do what we do, and I think that's overlooked a lot. Thank God for our community, like people like you, people like all the people that have sponsored us in Colorado Springs and had our back for these last couple of years. We couldn't have done that without any of them.
That's right.
So it's really amazing to me personally, to see how the community can come up and support something that does something as powerful as what we do.
Absolutely.
So-
Absolutely. What's the web address?
It's www.c4cpr.org.
Excellent.
Yes.
So when are your changes going to occur?
Well, we just got a new webmaster,
Yay.
and I just sent him everything a couple of days ago. So hopefully in the next few weeks
Great.
or so, it should be finished. I'm excited because I didn't even really, it's kind of funny. I didn't even really realize how much we did until I started going through everything and pulling
Yeah.
up the amounts of money we've donated. We've donated almost $8,000 to
Wow.
individual patients
Wow.
over the last few years.
That's wonderful.
Since we've started doing the fundraising. So
That's wonderful.
and then just like all of our news articles,
Yeah.
everything that we've done there, I was like, wow, we really have done a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if centers want to be on your referral list, what do they need to do?
They can just contact us either through our website or, my phone number is 719-271-8430. That's how you can contact the organization.
Great.
And we don't ask them for any money.
Yep.
We just ask them, to start off taking a minimum of 2 patients and drop those prices below member pricing.
Yep.
And
And you're still looking for some places in Denver, right?
No, right now we held off on Denver.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. We do have 5 centers in Denver that we do have, patients
Yep.
currently at, but we just aren't adding any
Okay,
more patients.
not adding in Denver.
It was just becoming
A lot.
very overwhelming.
Yeah. So you're looking in the Springs. Do you guys have centers in Pueblo?
We don't have any
Okay.
centers in Pueblo.
Okay.
Yeah. We're hoping, if in the future to visit.
Nice.
At least get one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we then again haven't had any patients in Pueblo.
Okay.
Contact us either. So
We have had a lot of Denver patients contact
Yeah.
us, but it's really hard because we, trying to get up here and work down there, it's really hard for us. And, we're not quite big enough of an organization to have people in Denver in our organization,
Right.
But, I wouldn't, it's nothing that we've talked about in the board or anything, but I wouldn't mind seeing, getting a couple of doctors on board up here.
Right.
That
Yeah.
wouldn't mind
Yeah.
helping us give out some recommendations to people that can't afford it as well.
Absolutely.
But we haven't found any yet. No.
Yeah, because that was our problem is, we really need to have, doctors along with,
Sure.
the centers. And, we've got 3 doctors down in Colorado Springs,
Yeah.
So that's Vibrant, Ohm, and, medical alternatives. And up here it was like, well, we can't find any doctors.
I bet you once it goes legal, you'll find more doctors.
Right.
Once the doctors aren't as much in need, then you guys they'll be like, okay, well now we want to start giving, and it's like, oh, now you want to start.
Right. It's just interesting. Well, I think you guys do a great job, and it's so appreciated, and I do hope that you guys get big enough where you're able to spread out some more, because Colorado Springs is really, really lucky to have you guys.
Thank you, Georgia.
Absolutely. So again, www.c4cpr.org.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out. You can at least get information now and how to get involved. And then in just a little while, you'll get even more information as you guys launch your new website.
Yes.
November 21st.
Yep, at 7 p.m. down in Colorado Springs. And we do have an event created on Facebook for that.
Nice.
And it's very exciting. We are going to have the CD there. We have 12 tracks on the CD.
Wow.
And we're only asking a $10 donation for that. So the music on there is great. I mean, there's a mix. There's folk. There's hip-hop. There's alternative. There's metal. So I think it's a great compilation.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. We wish you the best of luck, and we're so glad you guys came up. This is really exciting, and we appreciate you so very much.
Yes,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much for having us
Of
on.
course.
Yes, thank
of
you for
course.
having us.
Our pleasure. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The Law Office of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Mayton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
High up in the Rockies is beautiful Frisco, Colorado. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is a medical marijuana center with compassion for Colorado's medical patients. Looking for great meds grown organically in soil? You've come to the right place. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is just off I-70 at exit 203. Check them out at the web at www.mmrockies.com. Their ever-changing strain and clone selection is updated on the website daily. When making a trip to the mountains, no matter the season, stop by Medical Marijuana of the Rockies. Make sure you say you heard about them on iCannabis Radio. You can call 970-668-MEDS to get more information. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, your mountain source for meds.
Green Faith Ministry is for spiritual guidance, MMJ information, and networking combined with compassionate care on the way to enlightenment with all Green Faith sacraments. Green Faith provides charity assistance, including medical and food throughout the year. Contact them at greenfaithministry.com.
You're listening to iCannabis Radio.
This is No One Left Standing.
We fuck moms.
Look out!
Thanks, you guys, so much. Bye now.
That was great. Sorry, I was listening to the new intro.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
missed
good.
it.
It was pretty good. They fuck moms. It's
What?
awesome.
What?
Oh, you weren't here.
No, I
you
left.
didn't even hear it. Oh,
Can you play it
shit.
again? You got to play it again.
Oh, this is good.
See, I guess I am supposed to wear headphones.
You're listening to iCannabis Radio.
This is No One Left Standing.
We fuck moms.
Look out!
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let
Right
Medical
into
Marijuana
commercials?
101 help you get through the compliance process.
Hey,
So
let Medical Marijuana 101 get you through that, because they will. But
So
but
that
not
was
right now.
weird.
Why was that weird? They fuck moms. A lot of people these days are moms, though. I don't know. Me and Chris laughed at it, and we said we should just go with that. It's our fault.
No, it's fine. It's fine. How do people come up with things like that?
Just when you goof around, you don't intend to keep things like that. You just say stupid shit. And
How many guys?
Then
5, 6, 7 guys.
And that's what they come up with?
For what? There were 4 of them.
4, 5, 6 of us all together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much like they said it. We laughed. And we're like, hey, you should go with that. And so they did, and we kept it. And that's
Okay,
what
there we go. Sorry, Dad.
But everybody this day and age is a mom. Not everybody.
It's true, though.
But there's a lot of moms out there. But that's great, because that's, in all honesty, that's a really great characteristic for a woman to have, because that just means generally that she's
to be
more,
a mom? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that just means that she's more caring, more understanding, generally.
More tired.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of bad
More
that comes
grumpy.
with it, right? Right? But, they just turn out that they're more in touch with what, well, at the very least, what I need. As a person, I can't speak for other guys, but, I can say that in my relationships, I like a little bit of a mommy, and the girl that I'm with, somebody that can take care of me in certain ways.
Sure.
And, it's reciprocated in other ways, but that's a really great characteristic. So I just had to throw that out there.
You know what else happens, I think, when you become a parent and a mom? I think it happens with dads too, but I definitely think that it's more associated with moms. You really do become less self-involved and self-absorbed. And I really think that what becomes important is another person, and everything you do becomes more focused on what that other person needs, and that's a leveling kind of thing. When you're used to being a free spirit and able to do whatever you want, and there are no rules and responsibilities, and you don't have a time clock, and you don't have to worry about being back for a babysitter, and you don't have to worry about saving for college and all those kinds of things, and then boom, all of a sudden your responsibilities are much, much bigger than yourself. That's a huge life changer.
Oh yeah. I remember being around for my daughter being born. See, so certain things I have to watch what I say, just in case if my daughter ever listens, this whatever. So we'll just go with the one time I saw my daughter be born. It's gross. That changes things too, real quick. But I forgot where I was going with that now. Ah, damn. That's a hard thing to see. But at that moment, it definitely changes who you are for a multitude of reasons.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, yeah.
I think one of the things that hasn't been surprising to me, there's been this influx of families that are moving to Colorado, or that have a desire to move to Colorado because they have one of their children has a medical condition that cannabis can help, and they live in a state in which they can't receive that medicine. And I think that as a parent, yes, of course, you're going to pick up and move everything, change your entire life to get what you need for the kid. Especially, it doesn't even surprise me that you do it when you're not even sure what the outcome is going to be. But you have enough of a belief and enough evidence to know that you have to try that. And almost every day on the cannabis forums on Facebook or in the newspaper, there's all of this information about families that are moving here, or families that are lobbying their legislators to allow CBD treatments and those kinds of things. And it's, again, as a parent, you think, right, I would go to the ends of the earth. I would do what most people think would be crazy, you know, and I wouldn't care if that's what it took to make my child well. And before you, not that you couldn't sympathize, but you certainly can't empathize until you have a kid, until you're a parent. You can't empathize with that feeling of, it doesn't matter. I would sell the hair on my head. I would, you know, walk over hot coals, and all those things are true. I mean, that's what we do. We're willing to do all that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and by now at this point, you know, everyone has seen the Sanjay Gupta CNN special and has seen the Figgy family and Charlotte's and recognize that, you know, for them, I mean, I thought that they did a beautiful job of saying, well, of course we gave our child marijuana. Of course we did. We had tried everything. And there was all this anecdotal evidence that said that this was going to work. So of course we did it. Of course we did it.
When it's a simple plant extract. I mean, I don't want to say how dangerous can it be, because somebody will say, oh, let me find a plant that you could extract and kill everybody with. And it's like, okay, never mind. but some of these pills, you know, it's like, well, try taking one of them that the kids are taking and see how that makes you feel if you're concerned about your children or your child taking some CBD oil or even just THC. I mean, small amounts, but still.
It's better than the alternative.
It is so much better. And if it will treat and will help, why wouldn't you want to go with something like that? I mean, everybody's all organic and natural right now. So, I mean, come on, it doesn't get any more organic and natural than cannabis.
Well, and what's so interesting to me, the members of society, Smart Colorado, and some of those groups that are so anti-cannabis are talking about the need to save the children, and you know, they seem to have been pretty quiet on this issue, and I don't know how they can come out against it. I mean, even if cannabis being used on an undeveloped brain has the potential to be somehow reactive, it's far better than hundreds of seizures a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
which we know.
How healthy is a seizure?
Not.
So I know that we're going to be tackling a lot of issues of CBD and, you know, things like that on this other radio show that we'll talk about later. But I already know that that's going to be a hot topic. That's why I wanted Bo.
Yeah, of course.
But
well, and you know, we talk about, it's so interesting. We talk about the hot topic of CBD, and I think the reason why, I mean, there have been lots and lots of people who for quite a while have said, you know, we're kind of past talking about Delta 9. People should start talking about Delta 11 because I mean, the idea of the cannabinoid that is produced when you eat cannabis is radically different than when you smoke it, and it affects people differently and has different positive effects on your body. But there have been lots of people who have talked about, you know, it's Delta 9 THC is great, and you know, people get benefits from it. People feel good from it. You know, that's what makes you the quote unquote high. But you know, of the 399 other named components of cannabis, there've got to be some other really, really beneficial cannabinoids. And again, if we could do the research, we would find out that CBD is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, it just happens to be what we can identify and test for now, and what we can determine, you know, the ratio of, if we're higher in CBD, it clearly has these positive effects. But can you imagine if we could actually do a laboratory science study that would say, you know, if you hit this threshold of CBD in a dosage, it has the potential to wipe out your seizures or completely eliminate your nausea, or, you know, wouldn't that be amazing?
I've read a few articles where they're starting to get, as they say, quote unquote, really close to human trials with this. And it's like, we've been doing it for years.
Right.
You know, I mean, get with the fucking program. You guys are the ones that have all the money. You know, I mean,
Right.
we've been doing it, trying it. We're the reason. I don't want to say we're the reason why they're starting again, but
Sure you are.
you know,
That, I mean, Colorado is for sure. I mean, and I don't know why the balm that I use that's high in CBD works better than ones that aren't. I don't know. I just know that it does. And again, what I'm saying is anecdotal. If I use it, I don't have pain. If I don't use it, I have pain.
my buddy that is balding was using it, and he's got peach fuzz growing back on all his smooth bald spot. Like, his wife is stoked. I keep telling this story. It's awesome, but you know, like, you tell it to a bald guy, and he's like, "No, shut up." It's like, hey, I'm not saying it cures baldness, but my buddy's got the whole, like, you can rub his head for luck and whatever, but now it's fuzzy and feels weird, so
Really?
it's growing back.
He's got to pay attention to that.
Oh, they are. His wife is way on top of that shit.
Oh, good. Yeah.
She's like, this is crazy.
So we should probably take a quick break and come back and talk about some new stuff that's going on iCannabis Radio. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706. Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. runongrass.com.
National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Hi, we're back, and I know that because Chris pointed at us. Not because he pointed up in the air, but because he went like that.
Right.
This is Wait For Me, Hang On, I Want a Cab. We're number one. This is Start Talking.
Start blazing.
Start. Speaking of blazing.
Do I need to take a dab? What?
No, well, no, but so there once upon a time, I'm going to tell a story.
Okay, so once upon a time, there was this radio show called iDab Radio.
That was my story.
And it took a break for a little while and is coming back next month on December 11th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For the Mountain Time Zone, 7:10, and the West Coast 7:10, so 7:10 and 8:10 for those of you playing the home game. So yeah, 1 month from today, unless you're listening to this not today.
Tomorrow. That's 1 month from yesterday.
On YouTube, and then, or on our website, iCannabisradio.com. Of course, you know that because you're listening right now. Although we do have players elsewhere, so who knows where you might be listening.
I'm
so
a player.
If yeah, see, you got a player sitting right next to me. What up now? So
that's
yeah.
pretty exciting. It was a really popular show. It's going to have a new face.
It's going to have Dan Big D, you know, who was there last time, me, and then our new face is going to be Bo Johnson.
Bo's going to do such a good job
from River Rock, so I'm really excited. I wanted to have him around from the beginning anyway because we've just been buddies forever. So it's pretty exciting. And then that leaves us one open chair, so that way we can bring in guests and variant people, and who knows what kind of exciting things that we're going to talk about and what we're going to do. Things have changed so much since we did the show last.
Yeah.
That should be a good time. Hopefully lots of education.
So it's going to start off being once a month. So is that the second Wednesday of the month?
I believe so.
The
Yes.
second, so you
That's
guys
what
can
we've
do it on the
chosen.
second Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
That's a good Wednesday. That's a payday week.
I'm thinking so. So I know that we're going to be giving away stuff all the time. That's kind of what we're trying to get into the whole hooking people up and trying to help people get going. You know, ours is going to be for our target audience. Well, really is everybody in the hash world, but we know that a lot of noobs listen because we try to share tech and a lot of other informations that make it fun. But we know so many glass. Damn it, Chris. We
Why
know
wasn't
so
that on camera?
We know so many.
He's
glass
brushing his
blowers.
dog's teeth while producing the show.
I don't know. It just looked like he was batting his tongue. Just going like, you know, that was funny. That was pretty funny.
Poor little doggy.
But see, damn it! Now I forgot what we were talking about. Something
We're
about
talking
giving
ab-
things away and hooking
Yeah,
people up.
yeah. There'll be a lot of new people, and you guys will talk about the technology, and you'll talk about products and new stuff, and how to and
all kinds of neat stuff. And we're gonna do like product reviews. And I know Hitman has got on board, from what I understand, and just donated
did
a
a great
couple
thing.
pieces to give away every month.
That's
So-
awesome. I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no, you're good.
No, it was rude. Dan did a great thing on my show a long time ago. First of all, we should have him back where you could do it. But he walked through the terminology, which was so helpful because people ask for a type of wax, and they don't really know the difference between a butter and then what makes it, any of the shatters and any of those kinds of things. And it's confusing for people.
We didn't know it was BHO, but all those were made from BHO.
Right. I mean, some basic stuff like that.
Well, and really, once you're in it for so long, you forget that a lot of people, and I've seen on a
Right.
lot of posts still today, a lot of people are like, what's dabbing?
Right.
It's like, what do you mean, what's dabbing? And it's like, oh, shit, wait a minute. This is still the beginning. Just because we've been doing it for years doesn't mean that everybody else has.
Exactly.
So it's like, all right. But that's supposed to be kind of the whole point of the show is just pumping people full of entertainment and information that's useful and viable, especially in this crazy emerging world. Because we're all the scientists in all this. We're all the experimenters, the experimentees.
Right.
So, I mean,
That's right.
I still wonder if when you're dabbing, you're hitting your rig and all that shit gunks up in your rig, and does it gunk up in your lungs? Does our lungs absorb it? Where does it go? What happens? There's so many different things that we need to learn, and there's only, I don't know. It is what it is.
And there's conflicting studies about flowers, but there's no studies about concentrates.
Not yet, but that's because it's still pretty new.
Sure.
There's a possibility that Nightline's going to be here at the end of the week covering an event that, whatever. But there's talks of blasting, and there was a rumor of open blasting, but there might be a closed loop system that's doing it, and this and that. And it's like, well, why is Nightline coming out? I don't know. It doesn't really matter because none of the events are going to show our good side.
I know.
They're parties, it's what they're supposed to be. So,
well, and there's so much controversy. So definitely, if you have been a fan of IDAB, you'll be thrilled to have it back. If you've never watched it, watch some old shows.
God, it's got to be some crazy shit.
There was one of my favorites was you guys Skyped a hash maker in California.
Was it Vern?
No, it was. I can't believe I can't remember. Anyway, it was great. It was a great use of Skype, and it was funny to watch him. I don't know why, but I thought it was funny to watch him take dabs over Skype.
Like I remember it almost, but I just can't put my finger on who it was.
It was one of your first shows. It was one of the very first shows where you guys called somebody in or Skyped with somebody in California. It was great. It was a very educational show. It was really interesting. And it also kind of outlined then the differences between California and Colorado. I mean, it was just...
Okay, so I don't remember who it was,
Yeah.
but I remember that Phil was sitting over in that chair right there, Earl Ripper, and he had to take a dab every time that dude took a dab. And so it was like, all right, bring it on. So it was kind of a quiet challenge. So I remember that every time that guy dabbed, I was like, fuck. All right, here we go. And would do it. And at the beginning, you're all good. But after a while, it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Dude, slow down. But he didn't say anything because he's Earl Ripper, and he just kept going and going and going. And it's like, all right. I have to go look up that episode.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a really good one. And let me get out my handy dandy little cheat sheet. That's not it. I got it. Thank you. So that's the 11th. But this week, on Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Adam Dunn Show.
Is he only on Wednesdays?
He's only on Wednesdays.
Nice. So we get to share the day with Adam Dunn.
Yep.
Nice. When we hang out at the lab all the time, we might as well do a radio show on the same day.
Absolutely. And then Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. is the Hemp Connoisseur. Fantastic. Also, we told you last week, but remember that the Hemp Connoisseur Championship results show is up on our website, so check it out. If you haven't watched the footage, please do. Jeremy did a great job.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay, so you're just guessing that I did a great job. It was pretty crazy.
I know you did a great job because everyone told me you did.
It was fun, though.
Yeah. It was. I'm so sorry that I missed it, although, my dad's 80th birthday definitely comes before.
Priorities.
Yes.
Priorities.
But I had a good time last year. They threw a nice little party.
Yeah, that was fun. Then I think we won something last year. Oh, we covered this already. I don't need that.
You did.
But I remember, yeah.
Then Friday.
A lot of places won a lot of awards this year. It's amazing. There was one group that came over and they had like 12 plaques and trophies. And it was like, are you kidding? Really?
I would like a plaque or a trophy.
I'm sure we can arrange that.
Oh, would I have to do something to get one?
You're
can't just
fucking awesome. Like, I can get you the Georgia's fucking awesome trophy plaque.
Oh.
Trust me.
Where would I put that?
Wherever you want people to see. Like, look, this is the award for me being awesome. What have you done today?
On Friday, Reefer Madness with Citizen Jay and Mark is on from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And then, of course, next Monday in the lab with Jennifer is on from 3 to 4, and Jeremy and I are on from 7 to 8 p.m. So we've got a pretty full week, and adding that new show, and God, it's just so fun and exciting.
That new old show.
The new old show.
Yeah.
So we really enjoyed you guys being here. We'd like to thank Audrey and Jared from C4CPR, as well as our sponsors, Mile High Wellness, Noto Urban Garden Supply, Edson Maton and Matt's Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, Cuffle Collimore and Company, and Run on Grass. And you, I'd like to thank you.
Well, I want to thank you, too.
It's always a pleasure. This is so much fun doing the show with you, Jer.
I want to thank all, like I was saying earlier, that whole mom's comment, I just want to thank all women who are just badasses. Thank you so much for being as awesome as you are, because you are the love bringers of this planet. So thank God.
Bring
for
the
you
love,
guys.
moms.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Not like that, but, it's just, I had to give that salute, because I was thinking about that on the way to work. It's like I have to say something that, that's kind of out there, but it's Jenny related also, and it's like, all right, so moms, thank you for being you, for being a mom, for just being that awesome to random people that aren't entirely your children, but you're still awesome as shit anyway, so thank you. Especially because Thanksgiving is coming up, and I've been seeing people doing like, well, this is the 11th day of Thanksgiving, and it's like, well, all right, but I want to start off just by saying thank you to the moms out there.
Thank you to moms. I want to say thank you to moms, too.
Yeah.
Moms are pretty awesome. So are you guys dads, but
that might be next week.
We'll talk. Yeah, we have to save our thanks.
We're focusing on moms right now because moms are bitching.
Moms are totally bitching.
So
I'm a mom.
So you're bitching.
I'm pretty bitching.
So thank you.
It was a pleasure, and we'll see you guys next week.
Good God, have a great evening and safe week, and don't drink and drive. It's so bad for you. It's bad. Thank you.